I welcome my friend once again to help me explain the disconnect between what my last guest was arguing Democrats should be about and what we see from their current players. How do you explain it?
It was hard listening to him, to be quite honest with you. I respect the former governor of Virginia, Mr. McCullough. I mean, I know he did, in a lot of people's eyes, he did a great job. And I'm certainly not here to impugn his record, his resume, his reputation in any way. I just felt that what he was articulating was almost as if he was living in a cocoon or something, where you were talking about what you feel and what you would do, but you weren't talking about what the Democratic Party had been doing. And for quite some time, I might add. It wasn't just 2020, it wasn't just 2024 that they were doing some of the things that they were doing, where they were ignoring inflation, they were ignoring the price of goods, they were ignoring the quality of life that a vast majority of American citizens were experiencing in this country. But you're talking about violence in the streets and what have you, and people getting arrested and getting out of jail the same day. You're talking about sanctuary cities and people and homelessness ravaging our nation and a lot of things that they weren't paying attention to. There were a plethora of things that the Democratic Party was ignoring because they were stuck in their own thing, basically trying to guilt you into supporting them. When I listen to him, I'm listening to a man who said, look at my record, look at what worked for us, look at the quote-unquote Bill Clinton model, although as black Americans, we should always have some issue with Bill Clinton because of the crime bill, you know, and how that led to mass incarceration or assisted in continuing mass incarceration of African-American men in particular, and we understand that, but there were a lot of things that he did good. Obviously, he departed from office with a surplus. He focused on the economy through the help of Newt Gingrich and the right in Congress and what have you. They worked together and they got things done, and they showed us the importance of compromise and going across the aisle and doing what was in the best interest of American citizens by showing there's a willingness to compromise, to work together, and to make sure that you're putting more money in people's pockets and you're assisting in keeping the streets safe. Now, when you're doing those two things, and that's the kind of thing that Governor McCullough was talking about, I get you. I understand that. That's not what we were hearing in 2024. So when I'm abhorring or lamenting the state of affairs within the Democratic Party, I'm basically talking about what they were focusing on. They may be doing things on the state and local level and may deserve an abundance of credit for it, but that's not the message that we were receiving. And you know why we weren't receiving that message? Because they didn't think they could sell it to us. They didn't think that that would be good enough. They wanted to make sure, oh, we're going to point to racism. We're going to guilt you into voting for us. We're not going to talk about the things that we're doing positively. We're going to talk about what the other side is doing negatively to engage in fear-mongering to help you, through fear factor, go our way instead of theirs. And it didn't work this time. And to be quite honest with you, even though I might not like some of the things I'm seeing from the Trump administration thus far, the bottom line is I'm glad it didn't work, because I think for the longest time, black Americans have played the role of suckers to the Democratic Party. They've guilted us into voting for them, making us feel as if we're going to be ostracized, creating division within our own communities or what have you to get our vote.